everyone, today I have the Joestar pop-up parade figure. He was about $40, and pop-up parade is a line of figures that likes to pride themselves in being easy to collect, affordable, and what else did they say, with speedy releases. I guess that's pretty true. They already have JoJo's 1 through 6 with Dio and Rohan, so they're working pretty fast. I do own other pop-up parade figures, and I'm gonna be honest, it's not my favorite line of figures, but they do make pretty niche characters sometimes, or like just characters that don't have a lot of figures. I've said this before as someone who's been collecting the Ichiban Shokuji line, and I've got the rest of them behind me. But like, there really aren't that many good JoJo figures, so I do like that Pop-Up Parade is making their own JoJo figures. So, I mean, at the end, I'll also compare him to the other Joseph figure I have, but we'll get him out of the box right now. I like that they made his box a lot smaller. I feel like Pop-Up Parade boxes were like the same size for a long time, but they seem to sort of make it a lot smaller because he's not that large of a figure. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, from the first look here, I feel like he's very like plain in like the paint job. I feel like his colors are so flat, so I was already having kind of low expectations. I feel like also Pop-Up Parade figures never look like their like initial release photos. Oh wait, he has a good sculpt. I will say Pop-Up Parades usually have like really good sculpts. Wait, I was really going into this thinking I was like not gonna really enjoy this figure, but he is pretty cool. He is pretty cool. Yeah, I love the sculpt on this guy. It's really good. It's like decently detailed. Like they really do get the characters very accurate. He has a really good face, and the hair is really good too. Okay, I'm actually not disappointed. I think I also might be biased because he's my favorite JoJo. This is a great sculpt, and it's all one piece. I didn't have to assemble anything. The scarf is like super dynamic. I do like it. Okay, I do like it. And then for a long time, Pop-Up Parade had these differently shaped bases, like a hexagon, but I mean recently I heard they had been moving to circular bases. The bases was one of the reasons why a lot of people didn't really like them. Like, this is kind of an odd shape, but I get that if you have a lot of them, you can sort of connect the bases in a way. But yeah, I mean, it's this plain black base. It is kind of translucent, but otherwise, like, it's just pretty plain. Alrighty, let's get him on here. Okay, extremely easy. I like the size as well, so you can see down here, size comparison. And then I believe, don't quote me, but I do think most of them are on a similar scale, because down here, well, they're just usually around the same size, so around 17 to 18 centimeters in height. But Joseph's also like a really tall guy, so. But I do like the size because compared to like other price figures, if I just bring down like the average Miku figure, he's a bit taller. But he is a tall guy, so that could be it too. Just gonna go over this guy individually before I do any sorts of comparisons. I think he has a really great pose for his character. Like, this is so him. And he looks really great. Like, this is such a good sculpt. He's extremely accurate to what he looks like in the anime. And look at this guy. So cool. I also think he's a great size. Like, he's not too big, not too small. And then if you have other price figures, he won't look out of place. But if you have other Pop-Up Parade figures, he'll fit right in. Now, I don't think he's really worth like $40, but that's just something that like a lot of pop-up parades, I don't feel like they're worth $40. But look, if you're looking for like another Joseph figure that actually looks like him, this is kind of one of your best options, I think. And then one thing that I really don't like about pop-up parade figures, if you compare him right now to the initial release photos, these colors are so dull. Like, they really were more vibrant in those initial photos. So that's why I think his color palette looks kind of dull and flat, because those photos are so deceiving. But look, he looks great, but Papa Parade needs to stop doing that. Now I will compare him to his Ichiban Shokuji figure. Yes, they're made by different companies and all that, but they were both $40. So that's why I don't think Papa Parade is worth $40. Like, this guy is $40. And this guy is $40. And they're both by Pop-Up Parade. So I do feel like sometimes you're just getting a lot more in other figures. And kind of a bit less most of the times for Pop-Up Parades. Like I said, if you actually want a Joseph figure, you don't have too many options. But I do think he's very nice. I do really like him. I do really like him. Especially because I went into this not expecting the most, because for the most part, I'm not really into pop-up parades. But you know what? They delivered this time, I think. Alright, that was it for my review on this guy. I'll leave the My Figure Collection link in the description so you can see a bit more information. Thank you for watching. Bye.